Welcome to another Narc Survivor live video. I did a lot of traveling yesterday, so unfortunately I couldn't get on here to do it live. I managed to make some time today, and yeah, here I am on the beach. Yesterday I was in Dubai, which is just there, and now I'm in Ajman. I will be going back to Dubai next week, hopefully doing a video there as well. But yeah, ever noticed how it's always you chasing after the narcissist? You never see them chasing after you. It's always you chasing after them, trying to get their attention, trying to get them to be who you need them to be, even trying to love them, trying to give to them, trying to share with them, and they're just not wanting to know anything about it. They're going the opposite way. They're spending time with other people. They've got a new supply. And as always, you're just left by yourself, wondering why. Wondering why you're always alone. Why you're always just chasing after them and getting nowhere. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about in this one. And about how you can get them to chase you instead. Because there is only one way to do that. Before I get into it, hit that thumbs up button. Let's work together to get this information out there. Yeah, this is the same thing for so many victims, survivors of narcissistic abuse, empaths, codependents, highly sensitive people. They always find themselves chasing after the narcissist. The narcissist is usually just going the opposite way from the empath, the codependent, the people pleaser, the highly sensitive person. Now, don't get me wrong, they make a great effort in the beginning to secure you as their source of supply. They manipulate you heavily. They groom you. But once they've got you and they know you're not going anywhere, they lose interest. They put you on the shelf. And then they're off seeking a new source of supply because they know they've got that control over you now. They don't have to put in the work anymore. They don't have to do what they used to do for you. They don't have to take the time to wear makeup. They don't have to work out. They don't have to go to the gym. They don't have to do any of it for you. And they know it. And so that's where they stop. That's where they stop being good to you. Because they can see that you're tolerating it. They can see that you're putting up with it. They can see that you're still sacrificing, abandoning yourself, which is what they want. Even though they're not even doing anything for you. And if anything, they're being a nuisance to you and you still stick around. And this is it. This is what most people in the world are like. They will do as little as possible. They will do as little as they need to just to keep you stuck. just to keep you there, just to keep you investing in them. This is what most people in the world are like. And that's how these videos collectively have billions of views on YouTube. Because this is what most people are like. Is that they will do as little as possible for you. Whatever they have to do just to keep you there. Just so they can continue getting what they need from you. And as soon as they know that it's enough, then that's that. They'll pull back. They won't do any more. And if they know that they don't have to do anything, then they won't. And they're not going to care about you, what you're going through. They're not going to care if you're suffering. They're not going to care if you're upset, if you're depressed. Because it's outside of their conscious awareness. It's outside of their reality, so it doesn't affect them. Now, what will affect them is if you start taking your time and attention away from them. Now, how is that? How is that possible? Because think about it, if they've really got what they wanted from you, why would they care about you? Why would they need anything from you? Why wouldn't they just be focused on their lives? Why would they care if you are no longer on the shelf where they left you? And yeah, if you ever noticed yet, there is the gang stalking in full force here as well. In Saudi Arabia. That's how I'm on this practically empty beach. And everyone is just heading directly towards me. And the crazy thing about it is, the entrance is actually there. So, but yeah, I get it. You know, I do attract people, especially when I'm doing a video, because that's when they really get a taste, a sample of, you know, what it's like to be me in my essence. Again, now let's get back onto the topic. Sorry for the distractions. So they've taken so much from you because all of this time you were chasing after them. So why would they care if you're no longer on the shelf, especially if they've taken everything already and now you've got nothing left to give? It's because what they've taken from you isn't even real. It has no value in reality. I'm not saying that you don't have any value. Who you are and what you gave, when it was with you, you being the passionate creator of it, it had an abundance of value. It has no value with them because it's got nothing to do with them. All that they can do is put on an act, a performance, a show. And that needs validation for it to feel real to them. And all that validation is really doing is giving them duper's delight. It's making them feel like they've tricked you, they've got one over on you. That's all that is, and they can only really get that directly from you. Because with other people, yes, they may validate it. It doesn't really do anything for them because they know, yes, you may think that what I have looks pretty good, but that's only because you don't know how I got it. You don't know what I had to do to achieve this. So it's very shallow. It doesn't do anything for them. Whereas with you, you give them a sense of power. because you're validated of how they came in and they conquered you, they took from you. Even though, you know, there's really nothing good about that. It's corruption, it's bad, it's fake. But in that moment, you agree with it. You back down, you cower away. Because they're so dominating, they're so overpowering. They're just constantly over your shoulder. And that's really what they're trying to get you to do. Is to be shy about it. Is to be afraid. Feeling like, oh, you've been dominated. You've been taken down by them. Because that then validates them and makes them feel like they're actually something. When deep down they know that they're nothing at all. So that's all that they're trying to do with you. And as long as you're looking to them to make things better for you, because they likely give you lies, future faking, false promises about the future, they're never going to be able to bring it to fruition. But as long as you have some sense of hope and belief in them, and you're missing them, they're fine with that. You can stay on the shelf. But once they see you coming off the shelf, because you're starting to believe in yourself again, and you realize what they are, you know they're no good. You know they have nothing of value, and it's all fake. Once you realize that, watch the narcissist start chasing after you now. Now that you know the truth, because that truth is invalidating them. And now when they go out and they're with other people, trying to charm them, manipulate them, get them to validate this illusion, it's very ineffective when they go out and they know you don't believe in it. It's a narcissist could have 1 million likes on social media, and then you're that one person, you're their ex, and you know what they did to you, and that invalidates all of that. That invalidates the 1 million likes. It means nothing now, because they know you are the bearer of truth. They know that. They know that you're honest. They know you're authentic. You're vulnerable. That's why they targeted you. That's a perfect source of supply. Because you're open. And not only that, you're very trusting. Because you expect people to trust you as well. So that's what made you a perfect target. But yeah, just you invalidating it out of everyone, just you. Because you know the truth. It ruins everything for them. You being the primary source of supply, you are the platform that they stand on. You are the backbone of all of it. You are the glue that holds it together. Without you, without your validation, without having this sense of control over you, it all collapses. You see, this is how they want it to be, is that they've got you at home, waiting for them, thinking that there's something wrong with you, that you're not good enough for whatever reason. And then they steal your confidence, they steal your light. They go out into the world and they give this false shine. Everything that glitters isn't gold. They give this false shine to people. And what drives their confidence is knowing that they've conquered you. They've stolen your confidence from you. So that's what does it for them. But they can't do it without having someone who they bully, someone who they intimidate, someone who they put down. They've got to have someone to put down so that they can elevate themselves at their expense. And so that person becomes the platform on which they stand on. So these are all of the things that's making the narcissist not have to chase you, because they're already getting what they want. They've got you doubting yourself, they've targeted your confidence, they've destabilized you, so you no longer believe in yourself, which means that by default you're giving your power over to them, you're empowering them, you're giving them a false sense of confidence, really arrogance for them. So of course, knowing this, yes, the opposite must be true. If you stop believing in them, their lies, their illusions, and you develop that confidence back in yourself again, you become selfish with your time, your energy, and you start to focus more on your own needs instead of making everything all about them and what they want. That's when they start to chase you, because that's what they want. You naturally have a sense of identity, a sense of self. They don't. And they don't because they're frauds. They conned you. And they conned many people before you out of things that were rightfully theirs, things that they worked for, things that they built, that they earned. And this is why they rely so heavily on your validation and getting you to doubt yourself. Because otherwise they instantly lose power, motivation. They become depressed. They don't feel so good about themselves anymore. The illusion dies without that control over you, without having you destabilized. So this is why they're always checking up on you. This is why they're always coming around you, never truly leaving you alone. I mean, yeah, you know, they could be at a distance, but you know they're still there somewhere, lurking in the shadows, watching you. It's all a source of validation, a sense of control, superiority, feeling like they have conquered you, tamed you, contained you. And so, yeah, they chase you when you become selfish. When you bring your attention, your focus back onto yourself, your own identity, your own sense of self, what you really want, what you truly value, what you're truly passionate about, what your real dreams are, your goals, your ambitions, because they make it all about the lack, the deficiency, the pain, confusion, heartbreak. You never wanted any of that. You never wanted any of those things from them. It's just they pull you onto that same wavelength, that same frequency that they want you on. When you are doubting yourself, and when you start to think that that's what you deserve. When they try to do that to you, immediately you stop. And you stand your ground, you hold your boundaries. Doesn't matter what they've done already. You remind yourself, no, I never wanted any of this. I never wanted to be manipulated, deceived, confused, abused, triangulated, discarded. That was never what I was originally looking for. This is all about you. It's all about your lack, your deficiency. It's you who is inadequate. When you have this realization, which is actually the truth, they then lose power, because what they're dependent on is you going along with it after they've done these things to you. And if you don't go along with it, then they come back, they coerce you, sabotage you, smear you, try and get everyone to force you to believe it. But that's just it. They can't make you. They can't make you believe it. It's your choice whether or not you want to hold them as the authority over you and let them dictate this false narrative to you. They are not your gods. You make a choice to give them that authority. Take it back. And watch as their power slips away. And you take your power back. And now they start chasing after you now. Because they're left feeling inadequate without validation. Without you still being waiting for them on the shelf. Missing them, longing for them. Thinking that they're the ones who are going to save you. And that's all that they want. And that's why they want it so bad. Because deep down they know that the opposite is true. They know that they're no good. They know they're not worth anything. That's why they wore a mask. That's why they manipulated you, deceived you, lied to you. That's what they took from you. That's why they didn't reveal their true intentions, their true motives, agenda to you. And this is it. So once you pull back, watch them come running. Either to love bomb you again, hoover you back in, sabotage you, make you think you're not really anything, you're not really happy without them, discredit you, or smear you. Get everyone to come in and spread these rumors about you. This is what they do. And it's because they're insecure. What drives them is not confidence. No, it's insecurity. That's what drives them. So yeah, when you put yourself first, that's when they begin to feel replaced by your worth. And that's why, yes, some of them will come back in and they'll start complimenting you on whatever they believe you are now confident in, so that they can take back control over it, pull it back into their realm. And then, of course, later on, they can take it away after they've gained this possession over it. But when you are no longer accessible, they panic over losing control over that supply. When you stop playing their emotional caretaker, they crave your emotional energy even more. Because really, that's what this comes down to. They needed you to be their emotional caretaker, to pacify them, fawn over them, tell them that everything's going to be all right, tell them that you need them, that you can't live without them, even though they're not even doing anything for you. But that's how they needed to be. That's what makes them feel worthy, is when they have you chasing after them. Because they can't do what you do. They can't validate themselves. They can't lie to themselves. I mean, they can for a short period of time. They can puff themselves up in the beginning, But that's only just to motivate them to get out there and get that supply from someone. It's not something that's going to gain any momentum by itself. It's still dependent on other people. But with you, all you really need is your self-worth. You don't need anything from anyone. And that's what they liked about you. That's why they targeted you. It's because they knew, they could come in, take from you, and you're just going to go and sort yourself out. You're going to recharge on your own. You're not going to need anything from them. You're not going to be coming after them in the way they come after you. With coercion, threats, intimidation, manipulation. They know you're not going to be that way with them because they know that you are a whole, complete person. And that you can generate it all from within. And that's why they just toss you onto the shelf. So that they can just come back later. That's why they disappear for a certain amount of time. That's why they go silent. They're giving you time to recharge after they've taken from you. So that they can come back and take a little bit more. Because that's the whole point about it. They only come in to take from you. All they do is take. But when you no longer fix their problems, then they're left to sit in their own emptiness. When you stop sacrificing everything, then they realize that they were never that powerful. And when you stop trying to love them into wholeness, because that's never going to work. They don't even want to be loved. They know that they don't deserve your love. They know they're not lovable. That's why they hide. That's why they wear a mask. So loving them, giving them love, that's never going to make them chase you. That's going to make them hate and resent you. Because you're just showing them something they know they don't deserve. But when you stop trying to love them, then they chase the validation that they once took for granted. And this is it, this is an important thing to take note of, Just remember what they were like when you were doing everything for them, giving everything to them. Were they really happy about any of it? Did they seem grateful, satisfied? No, of course not. And yet, you feel like you're losing something when you see them with a new supply. No, it's the same thing again. Yes, they may, in some situations, have this wonderful new supply right in front of them, who they think is better than you. Again, they're still not appreciating it. They're not fully present with that person. They're never in the moment. They're always in the past or future. They're always scanning the environment for other sources or threats. So they're never satisfied with anything. They're never truly happy. So you're not missing out on anything. And they haven't really got something better. Even if it's something that could have been better for them, it's not going to be because they can't appreciate it. And that's just it. Narcissists. All they really care about, all they're really focused on, the only time that you see all of this energy and effort is in the pursuit. Only when they're chasing after something, not when they're consuming it. You don't see any true passion, enthusiasm, energy, life, appreciation from the narcissist when they are engaged in consumption of a source or activity. It's non-existent. And of course, that's the problem that we all had with them. That's what we wanted. That's probably why many of you are watching this, because we longed for that passion and enthusiasm from them. They haven't got it to give. With narcissists, it's all about the pursuit. Once they know they've got you, they just don't care anymore. They just put you on the shelf and forget about you. Now that's never going to change. It's always going to be about the pursuit for them. And so you're never going to make the narcissist happy. You're never going to satisfy them. There's never going to be a time where they're consuming your energy, or you buy them a gift or anything like that, and you actually see genuine satisfaction from them, genuine appreciation. Sometimes they may say thank you. Sometimes they may act passionate. Really, that's still just a part of the pursuit. They act grateful because they want you to do more. It's manipulation. They're not truly satisfied though. When someone is truly satisfied, when someone's really had enough, it's the same thing like at the dinner table. When someone's full, you ask them, do you want any more? They're like, no, you have it. You will never get that from the narcissist. They're never going to be happy. They're never going to be satisfied. It's never going to be your turn. It's never going to be a moment where it's like, all right, you've done all of this. You've given all of this. It's reached a certain threshold, which, we all have, other than narcissists. We all have like this certain threshold where someone gives or does something for us, and then it's like, all right, I'm satisfied. Now it's time for me to return the favor. Because I feel good. I want you to feel good too. That never happens with a narcissist because they are insatiable. They can't be satisfied. And so it's an endless pursuit for them. They will endlessly be in pursuit of something. And that's why they're not chasing you anymore, because they've pursued you, they've secured you, you're on the shelf now, so now they're off pursuing something else. Something that they perceive as better because you weren't enough for them. And you will never be enough. No one will ever be enough for the narcissist. I mean, of course you're enough, but you will never be enough for them. No one ever will be. They will never be satisfied. As soon as they've got one thing, as soon as they got it, straight away their mind shifts and it's like, all right, but what's the next thing that I need now? It's almost like someone shopping for clothes or accessories. It's like they've got one item. Now they're thinking, oh, what about something else though to complete this outfit? And then something else and something else, and it never ends. There is no moment where they just stop and just appreciate things. And honestly, this is why many of you are dealing with depression right now. Because you've been involved with someone like this, where it's always just go, go, go all the time. You could never just stop and just relax and appreciate what's right in front of you. And this is it. This is why it's what I teach you to do. Stop chasing things. Stop chasing them. Stop always looking for something better. And that doesn't mean that you've got to be lazy and not chase after your dreams. But just take a moment to just stop and appreciate what's right in front of you. Be present in the moment. That's something the narcissist doesn't want you to do. They want you to keep chasing, keep doing, keep giving. But you've got to do it for you as a part of your healing. Come out to a beach, go to a park, and just stand or sit there in silence. Be present in the moment. Forget about what happened in the past. Forget about what you've got to do in the future. Tune it all out. And just focus on the here and the now. Focus on your senses. What do you see? Be specific. The colors, the textures. Focus on certain ones that you like. Are there any certain colors that stand out to you? That feel good to you? Maybe you're getting a visual ASMR vibe from it. Next, move on to the scents, the smells. If you're at the beach, you may smell the salty sea air. Or maybe you're eating something, you smell the food. And while we're talking about food, then let's move on to taste. Savor the taste of the food. Focus on if it's salty, savory, sweet. And touch. Get a manicure, get a massage. Even just give yourself a hug. Or stroke your pet, your cat or your dog. What are we doing when we're doing these things? We're being present in the moment. And what if I was to tell you that all that exists is this moment right now? Time is linear. There is no past. There is no future. It is all happening right now, in this moment. This moment is the only moment that exists. Because here's the thing. There is no such thing as time. And in fact, did you know that time was invented by the greatest colonizers in the world, who control the most parts of the world at any one time? Britain. British Mean Time. Where I'm from, the British invented time. But time is actually linear. If we even call it time, because there's really no such thing as time. It's all happening right now. And yet we focus on the past or the future, when it's all happening now, and really the past, the future, it doesn't even exist. But then at the same time, if it does exist, it exists now. I mean, of course, there's more than one way of looking at it. But anyway, when we stay stuck in the past. I mean, of course, yes, we have to process the emotions. We have to heal to move past it. But when we focus on it so much, we are only going to manifest more of that in the future. When we focus on the now, and also, your brain doesn't know the difference between what's actually happening now and what you're just imagining or visualizing in your mind. So you can imagine anything. And you can imagine that it's happening now. And if you really believe in it, gradually, it will become your reality. It's very powerful. And yeah, visualization is very effective with healing. If you just visualize what you want, you focus on it and you imagine as if it's here now. But this is the thing, I mean, many of you may think, all right, well, I've had many dreams, I've had fantasies, I've had things that I've wanted, but I look around and I don't see any of it. So why have I not manifested those things? And that's just it. You may think that you want it, but ask yourself, are you really passionate about it? Is it something you really desire, something that really means something to you? As an example, you could be passionate about painting, but are you really passionate about winning the lottery? Is that really your passion? And not only that, but if you won the lottery, would you even be happy with it? You might think that you would be happy, but that could just be in the beginning. And then later on, it could become the source of your problems. It could get you into a lot of bad habits. So this is it, you see, you think that something is good for you, right for you, meant for you, when really it's not. It never was. And this is it, because if it was, then it would be. If something was good for you, it would just be good for you. And this is it. Yet many of us, we find ourselves chasing after things that aren't good for us. Because think about it. How much time, how much energy have you invested into it already? Has it been good for you so far? No. And this is it. This is it, because you can be delusional about it, and you can believe what you want. You can believe that fire is good for you. You touch that fire, it's still going to burn your hands. It's not going to change it. And you can try to love it as much as you want. It's not going to change it. And who knows, maybe that's because we're just not able to believe in it enough. That could be a possibility. Maybe at a higher level, a higher dimension. If we wanted to, we could turn fire into something else. another material. If we really knew that another level, yes, we are higher dimensional beings, then maybe then we could turn fire into water or something else. But yeah, I mean, even from a psychological perspective, visualization can be very helpful. Visualizing what you want. Imagining that it's here now. It will calm your anxiety, your nervous system, provide you with a sense of safety. Visualization is a very powerful tool. And that's just that you've got to disidentify from them, disassociate. Realize it's not what you want. You never wanted that. You wanted something good. So stop feeding into it and start focusing on what you actually do want. And go back and remember what it was that you wanted. I mean, you wanted love, connection, a relationship. And yet, if you're still feeding into this dynamic with the narcissist, you're feeding into something that you don't want. And God, the universe, the system doesn't work that way. It keeps giving you more of what you're focusing on. And that's why it's so important, you know, to just take some time out from worrying about the narcissist and instead focusing on what it is that you do want. And yeah, the moment you do that, they will start to chase after you. You may never have thought that it would have happened. But yeah, they will come back. They will start chasing after you now. But by that point, you may not even want them. If you do still want them, and if you do take them back, it's going to go right back to that same old dynamic, where you're going to end up chasing after them again. They're not going to change. Because they also have a firmly fixed belief that they are unlovable. And that's what's dictating their experiences. That's where they can ever be happy. Because happiness, it's an inside job. It all starts from within. So yeah, keep looking forward. Primal Guttural says, I told her something similar before I left her. Like, this is not what I wanted. I said, it's in your hands now. Then she went back to her ex and lied about it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, you know, they're also quick to assert their feelings, their needs. So it's about what they want. You got to look back and remember what it is that you wanted. Are you getting a reflection of any of that now? And that's why, yeah, you got to pull back and go investment, emotional and financial. Because if you keep investing into something that you don't even want, you're going to keep on getting more of what you don't want. You're not certainly going to get what you do want out of it. In order to get what you want, you've got to pull back on that investment and start investing into something that's actually going to benefit you. That's actually going to do you good. And yeah, they'll try and sway and convince you and just... They'll try all of the different manipulations, all of the brainwashing. You just got to be like, nope. I know what I want. I know it's going to be good for me. And I'm tired of being everything that you want all of the time. It's time to think about me. And yeah, it's because, you know, they lack a stable identity. They lack a sense of self. So they have to make it all about themselves, and you know, you just become their emotional caretaker. But you're really just giving yourself, your autonomy to them, so that they can feel empowered. And it's really at your expense. So pull back on that and yeah, start prioritizing yourself now. But yeah, I like that. I liked getting into the spiritual side of things for a moment there. I mean, because it's very difficult, as you probably noticed, you know. When I was in Asian countries, there's no real... you can't connect spiritually there. You just feel like spiritually disconnected. But to come out here by the beach, you know, where there's not too many people around, I do feel more connected to the source now, the creator. And that's how, you know, I'm able to go into that space. Especially in the UK, you know, when I'm traveling around there. Just like the monks, you know, when they go into the mountains. That's when you're going to feel a real spiritual connection. It's when you're alone. Because it's within you. Do not underestimate the power of our brains. It's the most powerful equipment that we've ever seen in the universe so far. And then the heart, I think it's thousands of times more powerful than the brain. So, yeah, I mean, you know, we look at technology. And so we can't even imagine what the technology will be like in a few decades. There is no technology as advanced as our brains. And yet we underestimate it. It's like we don't think that it could have this spiritual connection. But it's able to create consciousness, which is the most advanced simulation known to man. But this is it, you know, we're taught to just treat it as normal. We're also taught to think that everyone else is having the same experience as we are. That's just it. You've got to think about the things that you think about and Have you got anyone who you can talk about these things with? These deep subjects? If you haven't, then it's likely that there aren't so many people around who are having such a deep conscious experience as you are. That could be for a number of reasons. It could be due to a lack of awareness. It could be a number of things. But yeah, what I'm saying is don't underestimate it. And use it. Work on that muscle every day. Use your imagination, visualization, manifestation. Take advantage of these tools. But yeah. Beverly Karanam asks, why do they sabotage things you love when those things can bring them good things, like a high-paying job? Why does he sabotage my high-paying job? You're looking at it as though the narcissist is intelligent and as though they can think ahead of their actions. They are highly egotistical. They blow things up because they feel unimportant. Just look how many wars are going on in the world today. Of course, it would be much better if we all worked together instead of destroying each other. But the elites, the governments, the people who run this world, they have huge egos. And so that causes them to want to destroy things that could be good for them. Same thing with a narcissist in your life. It's because of their ego. You make them feel inferior. And deep down they probably think they would never be good for you anyway. The more that you focus on your higher paying job, the more you realize that they don't deserve anything from it anyway. Because what are they doing for you to deserve it? And that's just it. They get you to focus on the destruction that they cause rather than the incredible things that you have created. But yeah. I can see I'm quite far behind on this live chat. Lots of trolls waiting for reactions. But yeah, as you can see, I am in Al Ajman, sunset. I've just been walking around today exploring the museum. As you know, I love to learn new things. So just been learning about the history and I've stopped off at Dubai before on the way to other destinations. But yeah, this is my first time actually exploring around in Saudi Arabia. As you can see, Dubai is in that area down there. You might be able to faintly see it. And yeah, hopefully I will be in Dubai next week. For now, I'm just exploring this area. And it's not too bad as you might think. I mean, if you look around, you might find affordable rooms. And the food is actually very cheap. go to the right places, like some Indian food, Arabic foods, I found that it could be cheaper here than in the Philippines, and even more than Sri Lanka, if you look around. So, yeah, it can be quite affordable here. And especially if it comes out to Al Ajman. But even in certain places in Dubai, I mean, I was in Dubai the other day. My dinner was something like, I think it was 7 AED, like $2 or something, for Indian vadai and a masala dosa. And coming to the beach, that's free. If you stay nearby, you could just walk to the beach. Yeah, got the sunset here. Yeah, it's kind of interesting just looking around and seeing the buildings and stuff. There's a lot of these sandstone coloured buildings. It matches the desert vibe. But yeah. Anyone else here ever been to Dubai? Nala is ready to fly back to the UK tomorrow from Malaysia. And of course I'd like to stay in Dubai next week for a week, explore around there. Of course, kind of silly to come here and just stay in this area, so should be there next week. I'd also like to go to Abu Dhabi, but will that happen? I don't know, because that will be 3 weeks here then, and I would like to go to Ghana as well, in Africa. I don't know, it's getting closer and closer to Christmas, and flight rates start to go up, especially going to Heathrow Airport in London. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but it's, you know, it's coming into me now. But yeah. Anyway, I hope this video was good for you. I hope it explains how to get the narcissist to chase you for a change. And yeah, give the video a thumbs up. Let's get it out there for other people too. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about my ideas here. If you're new here, subscribe, click all notifications so that you will be notified when I go live again. And you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, it's Narc Survivor Coaching. X, it's Narc Survivor 18. And the Facebook group is Narc Survivor. And if you'd like to help support my work, you could donate. Go to paypal.me/Narc Survivor. Alright, so that's it for this one. Live in Al Ajman. Just down a bit from Dubai. And I'll speak to you in another one very soon.